right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Got another video coming at you today. So this one is going to be form lighting. We're going to do the LED side markers, reflectors, which is rear reflectors in the rear valance, and the reverse or backup light. So before, as you can see, tail lights light up, reflectors do not. So that's going to change with the form lighting reflectors. Those are now going to be LED lights. They'll light up, you know, when you unlock the car, lock the car, hit the brakes, they work as brake lights. So pretty cool feature. So we're gonna get after it here in a minute. I'll show you a side shot as well, so we can get a little before and after of the side markers. Just hang tight a second. All right, guys, here's your side view before. You see the amber fronts, red rears. I'm not a big fan of anything amber on a vehicle, so that's got to go. As you can see, you just have that one little amber bulb lit up right there. Same thing in the rear, but red. So we're gonna swap them out here shortly. I'll show you guys a little unboxing what we got in the box. So this is the side markers. Excuse me there, it's kind of hard to open with one hand, but as you can see, the entire light is a long strip of LEDs. I don't know if y'all can, how good y'all can see that there. There you go, that's a little better. They come marked yellows, amber, so you know that's a front. And then red rear. So, and they can only go one way, so you'll be able to tell what's driving the passenger side pretty easily. Now, I will admit, I have watched 2 videos on YouTube already on how to do this. So one was strictly a side marker only video, and one did all 3. So I kind of cheated a little bit, but I'm gonna show you guys how to do it as well, and hopefully you guys like the video. If so, please like the video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and keep checking in as we keep doing more and more mods to the S650. So this is now going to be, as you can see, if I can get it to set up right, LEDs all the way across the reflectors. So instead of it just being an actual reflector, now you have a light that is a brake light, a running light, what have you. So wiring harnesses, it's all plug and play. So everything comes in a box you need, plugs into factory harnesses. The only thing that I can say I'm not gonna like is you do have to take the trunk lining out. I don't think it's gonna be hard at all. I just don't like messing with factory stuff. I feel like sometimes you start peeling stuff apart, especially, you know, stuff that's got them push pins and stuff, interior clips and stuff like that. Sometimes the stuff doesn't go back in correctly, and next thing you know, you're hearing rattles and vibration and stuff. But we're gonna take our time and make sure we get it done right so we don't have any issues. This you see here is the LED, smoked LED. I guess I forgot to mention that to you guys. These are smoked lenses. I think they are offered in multiple options, smoked, cleared. I think there may even be red options too. I'm not sure for the reflectors. But anyway, this is going to be LED now versus the factory. All wiring harnesses, parts and everything you need come with it. So there's wiring there. This is what ties into the brake lights. So to make this operate, they're labeled left and right, as you can see. So anyway, shouldn't be too bad. Maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe an hour or so to install everything, maybe a little more. So we'll see. I'm not in a huge rush. I'll take my time, but we'll get back with you guys with an after view as well. so you can get a before and after look. So y'all stay tuned and we'll be back shortly. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna have to pop the trunk. This panel right here is gonna have to come off. As you can see, there's some plastic screws here and here, here and here. Spare tire cover, or air compressor cover, I guess you could call it, it's got to come out. If you got the upgraded sound system, you're gonna have to take these 3 10mm out to get the speaker loose and get it moved out of the way. Same thing on this side. Take these little push pins out, peel this back a little bit on both sides. I believe there's like a little amp and maybe a relay box or something right here for the premium sound system. You got to loosen that up, pull it out, and then we'll have access to the tail light wires. That little rubber grommet right there has got to come out so we can fish wires through it. And yeah, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so we got the panel out. We got the plastic panel out back here. But I wanted to tell you, when I was looking at these a minute ago and I told you they were 10mm, I was like, man, that surely looks awfully big for a 10. They're not 10, they're 13. So FYI, make sure you got a 13mm as well to loosen that up and get it moved out the way. So stick with me. All right, guys, as you can see, speakers out of the way, clips out right there, clips out right here, 7mm right there. I think that's a factory amp there, and up here. So we'll get those out of the way and get that amp and relay and whatever else that is out the way so we can get access to these wires. We'll be back. All right, guys, so we got all this out the way so we can get a good grip on where these wires are. So as you can see back in here, this is the tail light wire that we're going to be tapping into. So now I'm going to get under the car, get this under panel, take a little skid plate taken off, so just stand by a minute. All right, guys, I'm not sure how good y'all can see this, but you've got a total of 7 7mm screws under here. You got this right here. Let's see, 10mm. You got 2 of these little plastic push pins right here. That's 2 more 7s way up there. So we're gonna get this pulled off, and we'll show you what else we got under here. All right, guys, as you can see, we got the splash guard or skid plate, whatever you want to call it, off. Now we're getting ready to take 4 more 7mm bolts off of the back bumper, and that should give us access to the reverse light. So stay tuned a minute. All right, guys, as you can see, I broke out the floor jack. Got the rear reflector light out. Thought it would make it a lot easier to see, being how I'm working on the ground. Be a lot easier to see up under that bumper. Yeah, I'll take these 4 out as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So got all those out. Got the factory light out, getting ready to put the new one in. And stay tuned. All right, guys, we got the light in, reverse light in, plugged into the factory harness. Got the wires fished through the hole in the trunk right here. So now I'm just gonna cut this to make these wires fit in here, snap this grommet back down, and then start running the wires that's going to connect into the factory tail light harnesses. So stick with me, we'll be right back. Well, guys, look like we got a problem. I'm not sure if it's a Ford problem or a form problem, but either way, these are the 2 plugs that came with the form wiring harness. This is the factory Ford taillight plugs. I know it was probably hard to see, but the form harness is not going to plug into the forward taillight plugs. So not sure what we're going to do about that. I talked to Julian with Murphy's Law Garage, and he's had some issues with some Ford plugs. I guess were used during supply chain shortages or whatever. Ended up being plugs that were off of an older model, like an S650 or something. So after chatting with him, I think I'm going to call Form in the morning and see what's going on. But I have a feeling that maybe I got a plug for an S550, or possibly Ford was short on parts and used taillight harnesses from an S550 on these cars. Not really sure. But either way, I guess I'm going to give up on this part for the night and maybe try to do the side markers real quick. We still got about an hour or so of daylight out here. I've been kind of in and out, fooling with the car a little bit, going to watch the LSU baseball game for a little while and back and forth. So I guess we'll maybe try to get one of these side markers done or something. Maybe start with the fronts, see if we can get these knocked out. So y'all stay tuned. I'll let y'all know what's going on and how we can handle the fix. So we'll be back. All right, guys. Well, in case you can't tell so far, it has not been a very successful evening. So I don't even know if you guys can see those two 7mm. No, you can't see the bottom one for sure. Might be able to see that one. Right about, let's see, right above my finger. I guess you can't see that. But anyway, there's no way I'm getting a ratchet and a 7mm socket in there. So more fun has now began. Well, actually, more fun's not going to begin because I'm just going to move up here and do the fronts. But I guess the next process is going to be jack the car up and pull the wheels and tires off the back. And that's the only way I'm going to be able to get the back side markers on. So the form lighting video makes it look extremely easy, but I'm assuming that's a car with factory wheels and tires, or factory spec wheels and tires. So here we are. We're going to give it a whirl on the front, which, knock on wood, seems to be pretty simple. But I guess we're going to figure it out. Looks like there's 4 or 5 little plastic push pins that need to come out, and this one should be pretty easy. So stay with me. All right, guys, so we got the push pins out. Form lighting says there's 5. My car only has 4, so whatever. See that little harness plug right there? We're getting ready to unplug it and pop this side marker out and then swap them out, so stand by. All right, so the first good step of the day is we got the side marker installed, front side, driver's side marker installed, and I just hit the button and it's working. So got it plugged in. I'm gonna snap these 4 push pins in and go jump over to the other side and knock that one out. All right, guys, passenger side is basically wash, rinse, repeat. So hang on a second, we're gonna show you the finished product on the passenger side. So the fronts are a breeze, passenger's done. Just gotta snap the pins back in 4 spots and all finished. I will say one thing. If you have one of these trim removal tool, put it right there on the stock factory side marker and pry out and push from the inside with your fingers. Pops right out, no problem. So stay tuned. We're gonna head on to the back here shortly. All right, guys, as you can see, I've got the wheel off. Got this liner pulled out. 7mm push pin there. 7mm up here, which is a pain in the ass. And then you kind of peel the bumper backing out a little bit. Reach in there, unplug the wire like I've already done. I'm getting ready to snap this off, put the smoked one on, and I'll show you the finished product in a second. Stand by. All right, guys, I guess the part I left out was you will need a flathead screwdriver to push these two clips in from the back side of here, coming in from behind the bumper, which was a little tough, but it almost makes you think you're gonna break something, but it pops right out eventually. So just gotta keep putting a little pressure on it so it gives. So about to reverse the action and get the smoked side marker in. I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. All right, guys, as you can see, back passenger's on, wheel and tires back on, but it's getting a little dark, so I don't think we're gonna fool with the other side tonight. So y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna get this all straightened out with form in the morning, hopefully, and then hopefully get this LED reverse light working, and again get the reflectors installed, and then get the other side marker installed, and then we'll be good to go. So stay tuned, stick with me. We'll finish up the video a little later on. Thank you. All right, guys, we've been on break for almost a week, but not really. So we got the magic missing pieces here that we need to complete this install. So meanwhile, I'll get this opened up and show you what I'm talking about. But apparently Ford had carried over some parts maybe from 23s. I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but long story short, some of the early model cars like mine's got a build date of 2/24. A few other people that's had early build dates like September, October of 23. There's been some weird things, I guess, that replacement parts, upgrades, modifications just aren't, lining up with what they're supposed to. And these brake light plugs are one of them. So looks like, I'm guessing some things got carried over from 23. And the later build dates for the 24s and now 25s just didn't happen till later in the model year. So this is what I'm talking about right here. This is the plug that later builds or 24 Mustangs should be compatible with, but instead, like I showed y'all in the last or earlier in this video, see, I ain't got much light here in my garage, but this is what my car actually has. So that clearly isn't going to plug into these two. So let me get this package opened real quick, and I'll show you guys what the new harness looks like. All right, so as you can see, this is the harness I just took out of the package, and look what we have here. So this is going to plug straight in to my tail lights. And last week when I was doing this, last weekend, I just so happened to, after getting a little frustrated and irritated, I just so happened to go get on Form Lighting's website. And if I would have looked and checked on their website before I ordered this stuff, I would have known that this rear reflector, or excuse me, that's now going to be the fourth brake light. But anyway, I would have known that there was two plugs, because Form actually tells you on their website that there's a type A or a type 1. I think it's type A and B, I think they call it. But obviously, my car had type B, which was the early models, and they even tell you, if you order directly from them, to contact them ahead of time, and they will include the harness that they sent me with your package, so you have the right harness. So shout out to them, because they would have taken care of this. If I would have been on the up and up on my end, they would have taken care of this beforehand. But Form didn't have any of the lights that I'm putting on, the side markers, the reflectors, the reverse light. They had none of that in stock. So I just bought it where I could, online. And I didn't, I guess I just didn't go through the in-depth details. I didn't even think I had a reason to do that, because, who thought that there would be two different plugs on a new car? So, but anyway, I'm gonna get back to it, and I'll keep documenting and showing you guys as we get it going. So y'all just stand by. Alrighty guys, so we got the wires ran. I don't know how good you can see this, but yeah, there we go. So we're plugged in there and there. On the passenger side, we're plugged in here and here. So got everything ran, plugged in. So stand by a second. Let's see if anything works. So there we go. Looks like tail lights are back working again. Fourth brake lights working again. Or working all together, I guess I should say. So all right, let me get back to it. I still have this side marker to replace, rear driver, and then all the side markers will be done. And then we gotta attack these guys next. So y'all just stick with me. I'll be back and keep it moving. So stay on. All right guys, being how I'm doing the reflectors, the side markers, and the reverse light all at the same time, I'm gonna show you what I got going on here. So I used this tool and that 10mm wrench to take off that nut that is on that stud to pop that reflector out of here. So then, as you can see, we got a gray plug right here, plugs into that gray plug right there. Unplugged it, fished it through this hole, and I'm gonna run these wires, plug it into there, and eventually gonna plug it into the back side of this side marker right here. So unfortunately for me, being as how I have a wider 11-inch wheel with an offset that makes my wheel stick out away from the car more, I have to jack the car up, take the wheel off in order to get this panel free, get a socket in between here. So that's where we're at right now, and stay tuned. We'll get the rest of it going and show y'all what's going on. All right guys, so we're making some progress here. As you can see, the right side, passenger side is installed and working. Reverse light installed and working. Everything's working on the tail lights. Side markers are working. Kind of skipped some steps on the recording part, but anyway, we got the wires ran, unplugged the harness that was plugged into here, plugged it into the wiring harness, plugged the other end into here. There's a little square bracket looking thing that sits up behind this felt liner. We folded up all the slack, put a few tie wraps, zip ties, tie wraps, whatever you call them. Got them supported up out of the way, away from the exhaust and the muffler and everything, and just put the liner back in. So going back on with the wheel and tire, and then we're gonna come over here, knock out this last part, which is that reflector and that side marker. So y'all stay tuned, we'll be back. All right guys, as you can see, we got the wheel off, got the felt liner pulled back, got the factory side marker out. Now I'm getting ready to get up underneath here, somewhere up under there. I'll show you all in a minute, and get that 10mm nut that's on the stud of the reflector off. That's been the hardest part of this whole process, because it's hard to get to. But then again, supposedly this is a easy install, but there's been 2 or 3 little things that's been a real pain in the ass, I ain't gonna lie to you. So stay with me, we're kind of getting close to being wrapping it up. I'll be right back. All right guys, so I don't know how good y'all can see that. See right there, that's the 10mm nut that we got to get this wrench in there too. So as you can see, it's not terrible, but it's not easy either. So stand by, let me get that taken out, and I'll be back. All right, guys, we got that nut off. So now I'm gonna try to pop. There we go. Y'all guys can see that pops right out. So, man, I got some terribly dirty, coarse of black tips, huh? Man, I don't know how you clean them, but them things are disgusting. These things need a little TLC, but anyway, let's see if we can get this thing popped out of there. There we go. So that holds it in, and then this little stud right here, it's, I don't know if you can see that, it's threaded. But the good news, or maybe bad news, is on the new one, hold on a second, on the form, it is not threaded. So I guess, you know, you're not putting the nut back on, that's for sure. So I guess this clip right here is what holds it in place. So it seemed pretty tight on the passenger side. So let me go ahead and get these wires fished through. This is the gray plug right here. You unplug this, you fish it through this hole right here, then pull all your slack on this wire, pull all that slack through, and plug it in up here. And then, let's see here. The other plug plugs into the back of the new side marker, which right now I don't even know where it's at. So I'll have to get up and find that in a minute. So let me get this wire ran and stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, guys, as you can see, we got it finished up. So got a little impatient and just went ahead and put everything back together before I finished the video. Just wanted to get it done after fooling with it off and on for over a week. But I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of backstory to this whole deal. So today is July 12th, 2025. I actually ordered these lights back in mid to late March, I guess, hoping to get them put on before I went to Ponies and the Smokies. Well, that didn't happen. Everything showed up the day before I was leaving, so ended up not doing that. That was the last week of March. Fast forward, came home first week, you know, a couple days into April. Started fooling around with it a little bit. As you can tell earlier in this video, ran into some hiccups with the wiring harness plugs. Ford, from the issue with Ford having some earlier model wiring, plugs on the early model S650s. So that was like a week-long delay or so, and I just never did finish the video. Been crazy busy, so I appreciate you guys who stuck with me on the channel and actually stuck with me through this whole entire video. Because here we are, over 2 months later, probably closer to 3 months later, or over 2 months. Yeah, I think I actually did all the rest of the install on everything back around last week of April, first week of May. So anyway, so this is the finished product. As you can see, full lit up, smoked side marker there. That's red, amber on the front. Go around to the back and show you guys. Let's see. So there's how good you can see that, but you got the reverse LED reverse light, and the reflectors are now LED lights, not just reflectors. So same thing on this side. And if you compare it to the original lights from earlier in the video, you'll see the difference between the one bulb that's lit up down here at each corner versus the whole strip of LEDs like that's lit up. So you get that smoked look, that dark, kind of matches all the black accents on the car. Obviously I have blacked out windows, night pony package, so you got the black roof, black mirror caps, black spoiler, So I think the black side markers and the black reflectors look pretty good on the car. So anyway, like I said, thank you guys for sticking with me throughout this process. More mods to come. I promise to try to be more active on the channel. I know I've been kind of slacking the last couple of months. Just been crazy busy with work and family and stuff. So stay tuned. We'll have more videos coming soon. As usual, you know, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Hopefully it's helpful. Let me know if y'all have any questions. You know, chime in. Let me know if this was helpful. If you guys are going to install the form lights at all. You know, lastly, I was thinking about doing the form LED. The form LED tail lights. Set the phone down for a second and see, you know, smoked. A lot of people are going with the clear Euro look or whatever, but I was thinking about going with the smoked look. That would kind of complete the look. That would complete the package, so to speak, with everything on the car basically being blue or black. So tell me what y'all think about that. Otherwise, I think we're gonna call it a day on this one. Like I said, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Let me know if y'all have any questions, suggestions, if you like it, if you don't, if it was helpful for you. And, you know, we'll be back again. So stay tuned. Thank you, guys. We're out.